as we see an aerial view of Grant Park, Millennium Park, and gorgeous downtown Chicago. We've got a capacity crowd here at the United Center. It's the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports fans. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, alongside Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Here's the starting five. State Farm presents our lineup for the tip-off. And guys, checking out Joakim Noah here. What can we expect from him?
Well, the big thing with Noah, Kevin, is that he's a hustle player. He gets on the glass. He's a tremendous offensive rebounder, and his long arms allow him to block shots defensively, get out and cover pick and roll with those quick feet. So this is a player who does a lot of things well.
And that dedication also manifests itself on the court, Steve. I mean, Joe has said himself, hey, I don't have the most talent. So he's really embraced, I'm going to work harder mentality. For another year in a row, the Bulls were the cream of the crop in the East. Their mark of 38-10, the best of any team against their own conference.
Rose, good.
That's an old-fashioned finish there, guys. Going to the finger roll to get the easy two.
This year will be tougher with the injury to Derrick Rose, but the Bulls have shown that they are always going to be tough in the East. That Steve is never going to leave.
Well, the strength of this club, guys, is obviously Rose on offense, but it's the bigs defensively. Noah, Asik last year, and Gibson were so good as a tandem coming off the bench. That length and size and athleticism was a major factor for that club. Well, there's probably two areas of concern if you're a Miami fan. One is the depth of the front court, and the other is the point guard situation.
How about that basketball, man? Beautiful. Wow. That just shows you guys, I mean, he's always in aggressive mode. I mean, he will exploit any opening the defense gives him, and he's always probing, looking for opportunities to attack.
That was a nice replay, brought to you by Sprite. Noah with a screen on Chalmers. He kicks it to Boozer. Back to Rose. 5 on the clock. No good. Now the Heat take it the other way. Off on the layup. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Battier with the ball. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
We see more and more point guards with that kind of impressive dunking ability, don't we?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more of that kind of explosiveness. In fact, the point guard now has never been as prominent and as important, I think, in the game than it is right now.
I agree. Some of that is the rule changes, guys. No hand checks. The floor is more spread. But, yeah, this new breed of athletic point guard is so exciting.
And not much resistance on that jam.
Yeah, defensively, you're right. Not a great sequence.
Well, they lost track of him, and they paid the price. You know, guys, it's interesting. Carlos Boozer has been criticized at times in Chicago. Some fans felt that he wasn't living up to the big contract that he received, but he's still an excellent offensive player. You just can't really count on him as a weak side defender, but as a scorer and as an assist man, he can get the job done.
The Heat have gotten only one of their first 6 shots to fall today. Pass to Chalmers. The three is launched, and the Heat another three.
Tell you, they might have to make a defensive adjustment. They can't give him that kind of a look from beyond the arc.
Going back to the high expectations for Boozer, I think the Bulls missing out on LeBron and missing out on D-Wade, might have been affected.
Kevin, too easy to forget that Boozer was a second-round pick back in 2002 now. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's taken his share of arrows over the years, unfairly in my mind, but when you look at it in context, he's had an outstanding career.
Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Bosch. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist.
Very well done that time. Found the best look possible.
Bulls trail by 3. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for Noah. Gibson comes in for Carlos Boozer. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Richard Hamilton. And it's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose. And then for Miami, Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Bosch. Lewis comes in for Shane Battier. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. Back to Heinrich. The second chance effort. And again, no good by Chicago.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Here's LeBron.
He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. What a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Heinrich against Chalmers. Heinrich kicks to Bellinelli. The kick out to Dang. There's the triple. And it's Miami with the rebound.
Well, you look at Tom Thibodeau, and remember, he was Doc Rivers' lead assistant the year they won the championship back in 2008. Really the defensive coordinator. Thibodeau was in charge of coordinating that vicious Celtics defense.
They grabbed their own miss, and the basket by Muhammad.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Some changes for Chicago. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Muhammad. Hamilton comes in for Luol Deng. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Bellinelli. The Heat also changing it up. Dwayne Wade's checked in for LeBron. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Allen passes to Cole. Feeds to Lewis from outside the arc. And again, it's the Heat missing. Well, you look at the Celtics and their defensive improvement with...
Man, that was unreal.
Mark it up. What a talented leaper. Loves to climb up and throw it down. Man.
Oh, Clark, he gets up so quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, like a pogo stick.
Oh, my gosh, not a lot of point guards in the league can jam like he can.
That's for sure.
And he's able to finish, guys, amongst all the big fellas in the paint. Just amazing athleticism. It has been all offense here early.
It sure has been. I mean, both teams clicking, and it's been an entertaining game as well, guys.
Bulls shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Well, you look at the numbers from a season ago, guys. This was one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the NBA, 72%.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Miami's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. Wade kicks to Cole. Rebound by the Bulls. Rose with the ball. Oh, he put it down!
It'll count.
What a shot!
I think that one was
at
good.
the buzzer! Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Bulls lead by 3. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Now, the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done two things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Bulls. The 3 and 4 are Luol Deng and Taj Gibson. Bellinelli is out there with Heinrich, and it's Muhammad in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, the Miami Heat in their present incarnation have lacked that dominant shot-blocking big man in the middle, but they still have been one of the league's elite defensive teams. Last season, they tweaked their defensive philosophy to try to force more turnovers and enable them to get out and run. As Eric Spoelstra said, we wanted to play more to our athleticism and our activity. And LeBron added, Coach just wants us to be disruptive. We're just trying to use our instincts to create more turnovers. Because we know if we create more turnovers, then it's off to the races. Kevin?
Doris, turnover is a great way to start a break, and they're dynamite in transition.
Not exactly the way the Bulls wanted to perform in the playoffs last year, Kevin. And Derrick Rose, when he tore his ACL in the first game of the opening round, it was something they couldn't quite recover from.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. But credit to the Bulls, they did get a couple of wins before falling to the 76ers in 6. But once Rose went down, their hopes, and Noah too, I guess, for a degree, their hopes at a title were probably out the window, Scott.
Yeah, no question. It was a tough way to wrap up what was a fantastic regular season for the Bulls. But, you know, you need luck to win the playoffs. You got to be good, but you've got to be lucky. And unfortunately for the Bulls, their luck was all bad last season.
Allen kicks to Hazard. LeBron finishes the break with a slam.
That's a gut punch right there, Clark. Cough up the ball at one end and get beaten on the break at the other.
Yeah, that really hurts. That's painful.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Rose dishes to Noah to stop the run. Can't get it to go.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
And LeBron last year, I thought, had the best season of his career. Shot 53%, by far a career high. And I think it started with him really making a commitment to go inside and to avoid those bailout three-point shots.
Hinrich kicks to Hamilton. Hinrich against Allen. He dishes it to Boozer over Haslam, and the Bulls with another miss.
And you can feel the momentum swinging. They needed that shot badly.
Steve, I sense some frustration here. It seems like they're getting a little frustrated. It's understandable because they've given up this big run.
And for LeBron, with his strength and explosiveness, no question he has the ability to overpower defenders in the paint. You see it, Clark, all the time.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's really been less enamored with the three-point shot. He's really concentrated and been intentional about getting that ball in the two-point territory, working on his post-up game, and really putting pressure on defenders that make him unguardable.
Here is Rose. He's got 12. No good again that time.
That's a tough one there because he's wide open. That's a shot he expects to make.
And good on the basket. Book it.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint, and when you can get them, you got to score them.
LeBron passes to Allen, the 17-footer, and it's Miami with another.
They can do no wrong offensively.
Everything's dropping, guys, and that confidence, it gets infectious and contagious.
To the inside, Lewis dishes to Allen. From past the arc, Hamilton with some nice D. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Rip Hamilton acquired by the Bulls last season to add some scoring punch at the off guard. Coach Tom Thibodeau said he fits in with our team. Unselfish. He'll hit the open man. He gives us another option offensively, and his experience goes a long way. Derrick Rose said, he's been to places we've never been. He's a leader, someone that's always talking and telling guys what he sees on the court. His communication is helping everyone. Guys?
No question he can help. Thanks, Doris.
Well, I think the time has passed when the Heat were kind of the villains of the NBA. It seemed like that role maybe went over to Dwight Howard a year ago with all of his individual issues. But, you know, LeBron and Bosh, Wade, they're never going to be, you know, the lovable underdog. But I think things have settled down there and people have at least accepted them for who they are now. Well, none of the defenders were quick enough to step out and get a hand in his face on that jump shot. Big mistake there.
That's good. And the Heat lead by 7.
You know, he got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
Time certainly tends to heal a lot, and there definitely has been less villainization, as you were talking about, to coin a term, for the Miami Heat since they, you know, Clark signed the big three. I think people now look at it in more basketball terms than anything else.
Yeah, I like the creativity of that word, Kevin, but you know what? Time is one thing, but I'll tell you something else. They should send a fruit basket to Dwight Howard for helping take some of the scrutiny off of them. There are always going to be villains in the NBA, but they come and go, and the Heat seem to have served their time, at least in my opinion.
Here's Hinrich, and it's Miami with the rebound. Dishes it to Cole. Battier outside. Lets the three fly. Cannot hit. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Heat out.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thursday is always a great night for basketball on 2K Sports.